City of Worcester Traffic Commission. I'll call it to order here. I currently have 5:33 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Scavelli, for working out some of our technical issues here and got the ball rolling for us. Welcome, everyone. We'll put the throttle down and move forward. I've logged who's here right now. I see Mr. Dennings joining us here, and we'll get started. Has everyone had the opportunity to review the new November minutes of 2020 minutes?
Yes.
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 If so, I'll entertain any motions.
I'll move we accept it.
Was that Mr. Newman? I have a
It is.
motion by Mr. Newman. Do I
I
have a second
second.
by Ms. Heiss? Any further discussion? Although in favor of accepting the November 2020 minutes as is, signify by aye or a thumbs up.
Aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll move right into the agenda submissions. The first one, I've had this one for a little bit. We did a traffic study on this stretch of road. It's basically the entire stretch there of Christmas Run between Wayne and Highland. I did a speed study back in January, which I provided you guys with some of that data. I will say that we're still having some technical difficulties with our speed measuring and volume measuring devices, those nice portable ones. I don't know if we had an update or what happened, but long story short, we're not able to get the data in any way, shape, or form right now, unless we basically enter into a separate contract with this company. So IT's looked at it. So long story short, I don't have any new data for you for pretty much anything for this or for anything. That there's another one here for Kiefer Street that we're going to talk about later. So I just wanted to put that out there. I've expressed that to Ms. Thompson. Ms. Thompson and I have kind of corresponded back and forth a few times. She doesn't feel as though, she feels as though it's urgent enough that the data is probably irrelevant and she would like for us to move forward, and I want to respect her wishes. So I did put it on the agenda tonight. As you'll see, there's a lot of traffic on that road. We had it up there again back in June, so almost a year ago. About 29,000 cars are northbound and over the course of a month. The average speed and the 50th percentile speed were 23 miles per hour and 24 miles per hour respectively. The southbound traffic has actually, it looks like pretty significantly less traffic. The speeds were average of 27 and 50th was also 27. And the interesting thing is it was probably hard for you to see, and I apologize. Southbound traffic has less traffic and more speed limit signs, and the average and the 50th percentile speed were higher than the northbound traffic that has only 2 signs or less speed limit signs, more traffic and a lower speed. So it was just kind of, the data is always very interesting to me, but it was just kind of peculiar, if you will. I also did a crash analysis. I went back about 4.5 years. There were no crashes that were related to speed in that stretch of roadway. Most of the crashes either involved someone backing out of their driveway into a parked car or crashes at the furthest north and south intersections. There were also, I think, a couple of stop sign violations where people failed to yield at the stop sign where speed wasn't a factor. And finally, there was an OVI crash where somebody was intoxicated and, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if they ran into another car or a pole or something. But again, no injuries of any kind that I saw. So that was the information that I pulled for you guys. There are currently, again, 3 stop signs for southbound traffic and 2 for northbound. So I guess I'll open it up for questions, comments from the commission.
It sounds similar, Scott, to didn't we do a similar thing on Buckeye Street south of Bowman, where there were complaints of speeding there? And I think we left the signs alone and we just used the traffic camera recording
Yeah.
device for a little bit.
And the other thing I've done a couple times over the course of time is really done some enforcement. I know that some of the things that I've been getting here recently, I've been some folks complaining about speeding in the various areas. And we've basically just done increased enforcement through there. I've done that in this area in the past. Most of the time though, when our officers are driving through there, people are slowing down. We do travel through there quite frequently. Probably not as much as some folks would like for us, but it is a large city. But like I said, we can do increased enforcement, continue to do increased enforcement through there. It sounds like Ms. Thompson would like 2 more speed limit signs, in that area though.
So there is, as you turn off of Wayne Avenue, there's a speed limit sign there, I believe, going north, right? And then in this section, when you going south and you pass Oakley, there's a speed limit sign, right? So between Oakley and Wayne Avenue, there, at the beginning and end, there's a speed limit sign. Is that correct, Scott?
Yeah, there's one just going northbound. There's one just as you turn off of Wayne, continuing northbound. There's one just before Miller. When you pull off of Highland going south, there's one right after you pull off of Highland. There's a second at Danbury, and then there's a third at Oakley.
Okay, and she lives between the section between Oakley and Wayne, I think.
Her address is
1682.
Yes,
I think that's been that section. You get your GIS up?
yeah. Yes, she lived. It's just south of. It's south of Oakley, between Oakley and Wayne.
Okay,
Closer to Oakley then.
okay.
Well, I just came home Christmas run tonight as I was coming home tonight, and boy, there are a lot of speed limit signs on the road compared to other roads, I think. And I noted that they were, after you turned off of a major road, they were right there when you were coming south off of Highland or north off of Wayne, or even some of the feeder streets. And when you're coming off of Oakley and going south on Christmas run, there's one right there too, I believe. The only place I saw that there wasn't one, that maybe there could be, not that there needs to be more signs. So if you're coming off of Oakley and you were going north on Christmas run, one there you got up past Brookside, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it seems to be signed well, and like you said, the accidents don't seem to be speed related, I guess, Scott.
There is a sidewalk there. Now, Ms. Thompson's concerned for people who have to cross the street, and I understand that to get their mail or what have you. But as far as pedestrians, technically, they're supposed to be on the sidewalk if they're walking. So again, other than maybe folks crossing the sidewalks, pedestrians shouldn't be an issue.
I agree with Rob.
I don't think any more signs. I don't think signs are going to make any difference. Any more signs. I think having
The only sign-
patrol look at the street is the only thing that's going to make a difference on that street.
I think the Buckeye Street, when they did that below Bowman and they did their own signs that say, drive like your children live here, those are more effective than any other 25-mile-per-hour sign, I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
I guess would anyone like to make a motion either way? I mean, like I said, I think we've kind of talked about this, and there seems to be at least a general consensus from the commission. So,
well, I would just say from a parliamentary standpoint, we should probably make the motion in the affirmative, and then it can be voted on either way.
Make a motion in the affirmative to vote on for the two
Yeah.
signs put
Yeah,
on
so you
Highland,
would- yeah.
on Christmas Run?
Yeah, you would make a motion. Yeah, it was.
I
that your-
move.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I got some static. Was there a motion? I'm sorry.
I'm moving that we put the two signs that are requested onto Christmas Run,
Okay,
put it up for vote.
I have a motion from Ms. Heiss to place 2 speed limit signs as proposed in the submission by Ms. Thompson. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second by Roger Kobelarsek. All those in favor of placing 2 additional stop signs as proposed by Ms. Thompson signify by aye.
Not stop signs, speed signs.
Correction. 2 speed limit signs as proposed by Ms. Thompson signify by aye. Thank you. Opposed, nay.
May,
Nay.
Nay.
Aye.
So I have unanimous nays, correct?
correct.
The motion does not pass. Okay, moving on. Submission by Henry and Brenda Braun, as well as Carly Siebel regarding truck traffic on North Guyers Chapel Road. Roger, would you be so kind as to kind of give your rundown on this particular issue?
Okay, yeah, so it's about truck traffic turning off of 585 going down Guyers Chapel. So Guyers Chapel Road is an unapproved street. For the most part, it's half in the city, half in the township. So the requests are to put up no truck signs to keep trucks off of that section of the road. I've been in contact with the township. They are going to talk about it at their meeting later this month, whether they will put the signs up or not. We can't put any signs up in the area that is all township or half township, half the city. So that's the outlook. I do propose a possible solution is if we go to just south of Bendon Drive in front of Brad's Fond Company, that section is all in the city. So I'm just throwing this out for now. What if we put up 2 signs there, no trucks allowed, one facing north, one facing south? The theory is that, let's say a truck turns off of 585, it gets down to that point, and then it sees the sign. So hopefully the next time it doesn't use Guyers Chapel and goes down 585 to Long Road, which would be, that was the primary reason why Long Road was built, was for trucks. So I guess that's the basis of it. I think the big thing is the township is meeting later this month to decide on whether they're going to be able to put signs up or if they choose to. That's it. Questions?
What about
Are-
on?
Do you think we're going to be meeting next month to table it till then to see what the township does?
I mean, we can. I mean, if this is something that I got a feeling we may end up, it's possible there'll be some other stuff that will come in and we may there'll be other things we may have to table this evening if possible. There's a 50-50 chance we'll have a meeting next month. That didn't really answer your question, but
No, but if the township needs to meet, they might solve it.
yeah, what about that, Roger? I mean, if the township decides to put them up in the county, based on the locations that they would put them, would that solve the issue for us? Or
Well, I don't think it would completely solve it. We would still have to put some up.
okay,
Right at 585, when you turn on to Guyers Chapel, the southbound lane is in the city the northbound lane is in the township. And then there's a section that's all in the township. And then we're back to splitting the right of way. Now, if they choose, you'd have to put something up, I think, at Back Orville Road, which is all in the township. So I don't know what, I don't know if we can say that we'll put something up if the township agrees, or just put a couple, like I say, down by Brass Fund, just to see what happens. I don't know.
Hey, Scott, and commission members, I did actually go out and physically measure the width of the pavement, and it measures about 90% of the road measures 18 feet from white line to white line, which is a very faint line. Not ideal for truck traffic. What I see happening there is, of course, because of the open ditches and that truck drivers are hugging the center line, if not over the center line a bit, especially across those knolls. It's kind of up and down between Geyer's Chap, or between Back Orville and 585. So I think that's where the danger lies, is in that area in particular. So I just wanted to throw that out there that, yeah, it's not conducive for truck traffic, that's for sure. But I think waiting for the township to make that decision will ultimately be the easiest decision for us, because if the majority of that area is out of the city court, or then it really is kind of a moot point if we say no trucks, but then the northbound lane can. So I'd tend to wait on them on their decision.
Okay. So I guess are we comfortable tabling this to wait and see what the county does then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If there aren't any objections from the group, then we will table this and move on to the next agenda.
Do we need a motion, Scott?
I know we haven't in the past, but
Okay.
John's here, and I don't know, do we need a motion to table it?
I mean, it's not really even an agenda item tonight, is it?
It is.
It's actually on the agenda. Sure.
Okay.
I move that we table item B until next meeting of
I
the
have
Traffic Commission.
I have a motion to table the item by Ms. Heist. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Mr. Denning. Any further discussion? All those in favor of tabling item B for the next meeting, signify by aye or thumbs up.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries and the item's tabled. Thank you. Next one was submitted by Todd and Ruth Wallen regarding placement of 2 more 25-mile-per-hour signs, one for eastbound and one for westbound, and I neglected to put for Kiefer Street. That was one of the streets where we actually erected the speed measuring devices in both directions in an effort to gather what the speeds are, which is what we have consistently done as a commission. I've always tried to bring you guys data. Unfortunately, when we took them down again last week, that's what IT and them have been working on trying to pull off, and we have been unsuccessful. So I do not have any data for you. So I guess at this point, I'll just open it up for what questions or discussion that you guys may have, what direction you guys as a commission would like to go with this.
More information.
Okay. I that was kind of what I figured. I wanted to at least put this on the agenda in case I got the data, and just because I wanted to make sure I did these folks right. So with that, I guess at this point, with you guys wanting more information, I would assume that I would want to entertain a motion to perhaps table the item in an effort for our department to gather more information.
Scott, really quickly, how many signs are there on Kiefer already. Is it listed here anywhere?
I don't know if I pulled that. You know what? I didn't take a picture of that. Stand by. I don't know. I'm gonna look real quick.
They're asking for two, one just off of Bell and the other just off of Gashi. I just wondered where they were if they weren't in those places.
Yeah.
Well, they do say 2 more, so that means there are already signs if they want 2 more signs.
Yeah, I believe that there are some. I just don't remember where they are.
Okay.
I'm trying to look on Google Earth here. I don't see any here. I'm kind of going down Google and I don't see. Of course, I'm going pretty fast. I don't see any, at least in the very preliminary look that I did.
Okay. I didn't drive down there today. I meant to, but I didn't get there.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I think though too, again, historically as a commission, we've always kind of wanted to get some of those numbers just to see how many cars are driving down through there, and what are people doing as far as their speed. That's not to say that people don't occasionally speed, because every area of the city people do occasionally speed, but like I said, that's something that we've kind of consistently done. However, if it's something that we want to, not do this time, like I said, that's completely up to all of you. So we can either move forward with a motion to approve the submission, or we can table it for me to get more data. Like I said, it's up to the commission.
I move to table this for more information.
Okay. I have a motion from Ms. Reynolds to table item C. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Who is that? I'm sorry, was that Rob? Gotcha. Mr. Kastner?
Yeah.
I have a second from Mr. Kastner. Any further discussion? All those in favor of tabling item C signify by aye or thumbs up.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll table item C. Item D was submitted by John Rice regarding the crosswalk signage at Bell between Pine and East Wayne. Roger, would you like to give an explanation of this?
Yeah, so this section of Bell is going to be paved next year. So part of the plan preparation for ODOT is to do an accident analysis. And part of that accident analysis is to look at what signs are there to see if they're in compliance with the Ohio Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. And in this case, they were not. So what John is proposing is to change the, let's see here, replace the pedestrian crossing signs with yield here to pedestrian signs, which would bring it under compliance with the Uniform Manual of Traffic Control Devices. So that's basically it. It's basically to update the signs to comply with the manual.
And Roger, would you please pass along to John that I sincerely appreciated the thoroughness of his documentation for this particular agenda item for this evening.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Roger, were these crosswalks, did I read something in the paper that these crosswalks are gonna get replaced this summer then? Is that right? That's part of the
Yeah.
plan then?
Yeah, the plan is to remove the brick crosswalks that are all falling apart. And then what we'll do this summer is just paint the crosswalk line. And after we pave next year, then we'll put on the thermoplastic with the glass beads in that.
How many years ago was that done, just with all the brick and everything?
Oh, I'm thinking
Seems like yesterday, but I'm sure.
Maybe- maybe 09, 10 maybe, 2009, 2010.
Okay.
And
Okay,
just for the record, the city didn't want
yeah.
that, just for the record.
It got
I
paid
know you-
for.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have had to fight those for 11 years.
Well, I took a while to get permission from the college to remove them.
Really?
Yeah. So I have
Hmm.
to move them this year. So if there's any settling or anything, it'll be done before we pave next year.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the thought.
Well, does anybody have any further questions or discussion or want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that the pedestrian signs be implemented per the study.
I have a motion from Mr. Kastner to,
I second.
and I have a second from Ms. Heiss. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by aye or a thumbs up.
Hi.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Moving on to item E, another submission by John Rice regarding right turn lanes being needed at the main Bueller's entrance and the shopping center way. Roger, it's your show again on this one.
Okay, so years ago, if you remember, Myers was going to go on, they wanted to build on Milltown Road, and that was turned down by council. Well, anyways, during that process, they had to do a traffic impact study. And one of the deficiencies that they pointed out was there needed to be turn lane, a right turn lane into Bueller's from the west, and a right turn lane into that shopping center, that drive by Bob Evans on the north side of the road. So we've got plans, it's actually out to bid right now to put those turn lanes in. And what this is just to replace the existing sign that's out there to add the turn lane to it.
So the lanes are going in. This is a question of the signage for the lane.
Correct, yeah. We're adding a right turn lane going west and going east on road.
Does anybody have any other questions about this or discussion? And again, I apologize. I probably should have clarified a little more that we're approving the signage for the lanes that are already going in and not the lanes themselves.
Right.
I'll make a motion to that effect.
Okay, I have a motion from Kurt Denning to accept the signage for the right turn lanes as proposed in the submission.
Second,
I have a second from Roger. Any further discussion? All those in favor of accepting the motion signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. And then the last agenda item is submitted from engineering for new signage for Daisy Way and Daisy Way Extension. And Roger, it's like the Roger show.
yeah, we're right now we're in the process of constructing a Daisy Way extension, which will connect the existing road to Old Airport Road. And what this is just to allow us to put the stop sign and a couple speed limit signs on that section of the road. It's 25 mile an hour down Old Airport Road. So we're going to keep the 25 on this extension.
So it's two 25-mile-per-hour signs and a stop sign.
Correct. And I think there's some no parking signs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think that's all.
I make a motion for the signs to be installed as proposed.
Okay. I have a motion from Rob Kastner to approve the motion as submitted.
A second.
I have a second from Ms. Heiss. All those, or excuse me, any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the motion signify by aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. I just wanted to let the commission know that I did get some questions about some parking on Thorn Avenue as far as potentially erecting a no parking here to corner sign. I've got some officers that are going to help me out in looking at that area and measure the road width and a couple other things that might be coming on an agenda. I just wanted to mention that. And I'll also make sure that these tabled items that we get rolling on getting you some data as soon as possible. We may have to do again, we're gonna probably have to do a separate study on Kiefer, which we will do. And again, we're gonna have to get some things worked out with that. And I will keep all of you in the loop as far as that progress, so that you guys know what's going on. Also with the county, we'll try to keep you guys in the loop on that too as well, so that you're aware. So, does anybody else have anything for the good of the order this evening? It's always good to see all your smiling faces and hear your voice, Jim.
Yeah, I gotta get my camera going.
So with no other discussion or anything, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I second.
I got one from Ms. Reynolds and a second from Ms. Heiss. I doubt there'll be any further discussion. All those in favor, I'm going to assume it's probably going to be unanimous. So we'll adjourn at 6:05 p.m. I sincerely appreciate your service and all of your work. And if you guys ever have any questions or need something in regards to this, you guys always know where to find me. Everybody have a wonderful evening and a good